Okay, great job. You have 100 in A1 and A2. Okay, we're going to begin with A3. Can you please read?
Of course. So listening, predict topics in conversations. Listen for details of people's plans. Listen for the main idea, for the main purpose of people's plans. Listen to the directions on how to register for classes at a university. Speaking, asking for general and specific impressions. Responding to questions about impressions. Grammar, present perfect and present perfect continuous. Embedded WH and yes no questions, participial adjectives, pronunciation, rising intonation for some questions, stress in noun and compounds, reading and vocabulary, getting the meaning from context, understanding main ideas and details, writing, pre-writing technique, answer guiding questions, task, write a descriptive, explanatory paragraph about a cell phone, skill, give explanations and details.
Okay, any questions?
No questions, teacher.
Okay. Can you repeat this?
Yes, so video listening. Watch the video and answer questions about the information and ideas in it. Learn more about body language and other cultural aspects of the video. Vocabulary. Learn the meanings and usage of these occupations connected to acting. Agent, camera person, costume designer, film director, makeup artist, producer, scriptwriter, set designer, sound engineer, stunt person. Speaking. Learn expressions you can use to. Ask for general and specific impressions. What do you think of Professor Roberts? What do you like about his lectures? Respond to questions about impressions. He's fabulous. Grammar. Learn to express yourself using present perfect and present perfect continuous. Have you found out Jackie's schedule? I've been studying journalism for about 6 months. Embedded WH and yes no questions. Can you tell me when the class begins? Do you know if she's there? Participial adjectives. It was so exciting. Task listening. Listen to the college advisor's instructions for how to register for classes. Choose the correct places on the maps of the campus. Pronunciation. Practice your pronunciation of rising intonation for some questions. Do you know if he's teaching this semester? Stress in noun compounds. Homework. Drama student. Reading. Read about a cell phone phenomenon across the world. On the web. Research smartphones. Write about a smartphone.
Okay, any question maybe?
No, I think it's fine.
Okay. Let's continue here. Can you please read?
Sure. So, Amy has found out that Jackie takes acting classes at the university. Now, Amy has gone there to find Jackie. Telly is going to meet her at the university so that they can talk to Jackie. Amy has arrived before Talia. Look at the picture. Amy is going to talk to Jackie. Predict. What do you think she will talk about first? Jackie's brother, Dean, Jackie's acting ability, drama classes at the university, the audio recording that was sent to Newsline. I think it could be about her drama classes at the university.
Okay, let's watch.
Talia, where are you? Are you almost here?
I'm less than 5 minutes away. Can you see her?
Yes, yes. I see her. She's sitting at a table. Hurry up, class starts in about 10 minutes.
Well, just go over to her and start a conversation. You've done your homework, haven't you?
My homework?
I mean, have you found out what courses she's taking and everything?
Oh, yeah. I can do a little acting myself, if that's what you mean.
So, go act like a drama student and go and talk to her. I'll be right there.
Excuse me, you're in the drama program, right?
Yes. Oh, hi.
Do you know if Professor Roberts is teaching this semester?
Yes, he is. He's fabulous. I'm taking his improvisation class. In fact, it's tonight.
Oh, great.
I've been taking classes here for about a year, and I think he's been my best teacher.
I know what you mean. He's very inspiring, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I've become a much better actor since taking his classes.
Yes, I'm sure you have.
Okay, so what was the answer there?
So it was correct. I think they talked first about their drama classes at the university.
Okay, yes. Let's continue here. Can you please read?
Of course. So Amy continues talking with Jackie. She's trying to make a small talk, pleasant conversation to fill the time until Talia arrives. Jackie gets very excited and tells Amy several personal things during this conversation. Predict, what do you think she tells Amy? Her brother knows someone in the movie business. Her brother is a soccer player. She has a part in a movie with a famous actor. She's hoping to be a movie star someday. She has met some famous actors. She's planning to go to a famous restaurant tonight. I think she will tell her that her brother knows someone in the movie business, that he's a soccer player, and maybe also that she's hoping to be a movie star someday.
Okay.
Oh, I'm Amy Lee, by the way.
Hi, Jackie Bishop. Well, that's my real name. My stage name is Jackie Baker.
So, do you have an agent?
As a matter of fact, I spoke to an agent last week. I just sent him my audition reel, and he thought it was incredible.
I'm not surprised. You do seem incredible.
And my brother knows this big-time film director. He's going to introduce me.
That's great. Wait, is your brother that famous soccer player?
Dean Bishop? That's right. He's my older brother. We just adore each other. He's a soccer star. I'm going to be a movie star. Tonight, he's taking me out for a celebration.
Tonight? Really? A celebration? What are you celebrating?
Oh, just this little success. I like to say, always celebrate your successes.
That sounds like excellent advice.
Anyway, we're going to this fabulous restaurant near here, Valentino's. Have you ever eaten there?
Me? No, I can't afford that.
I ate there once and I saw Madonna.
Wow.
Can you believe it? It was so exciting.
I guess you have to go to the right places.
Absolutely. I booked the perfect table for people watching.
I'm impressed. You really plan ahead. You're amazing.
Okay, so what was the answer here?
So it was that her brother knows someone in the movie business, in fact, a director, and that her brother is a soccer player, that he wants to be part in a movie. She wants to be a movie star. so she's hoping to be a movie star someday, and that she's planning to go to a famous restaurant tonight, Valentina.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so let's work on this. Please tell me when you're finished, okay?
Okay, teacher. Teacher, I finished the assignment.
Okay. Good job. Okay, so we're gonna review. So have you been studying the TOEFL words?
You mean like learning them?
Yes.
Yes, I'm like in the half or like in the middle of the list.
Okay, great. That's good. Okay, so let's continue here.
Hi, it's Emily. You know, I've been watching a lot of soccer lately. I've watched 3 matches on TV so far, and I've even gone to a few games. Have been watching is the present perfect continuous. Have watched and have gone are the present perfect. Let's compare these 2 verb forms.
Can you please read?
Sure. So 1, we often use the present perfect to talk about something that was completed at some time in the past, but not at a specific time. With the present perfect, we're focusing on the completion and result of an action. Talia, have you found out Jackie's schedule? In the example, Talia wants to know about the result of Amy's research. 2, we often use the present perfect continuous to talk about something that happened in the past and is still happening. With the present perfect continuous, we're focusing on the continuation of an action. Amy, she's been sitting in the lounge for about 10 minutes. In the example, Amy means that Jackie is still sitting in the lounge. 3, we often use the present perfect to talk about amounts, how much, how many, and how many times. Jackie, we've read 3 books in Professor Roberts' class. 4, we often use the present perfect continuous to talk about how long. Amy, I've been studying journalism for about 6 months. 5, sometimes we can use either the present perfect or the present perfect continuous with verbs such as live, work, study, play, take, or teach. With for or since, there is often no difference in meaning between the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. Amy has studied journalism since last year, or Amy has been studying journalism since last year. These 2 sentences have the same meaning.
Okay. So we use the present perfect to talk about something that was completed at some point in the past, but not in a specific time. Can you please tell me 2 things that you did in the past? 2 activities?
Okay, that now they are
You
over.
no longer, they're over, yes.
Okay, perfect. For example, I used to play in the football team at school.
Okay,
So I played.
I played in the football
Team.
team
Yes.
when I was in school. We could say in school. Okay, one more, please.
Then, and in the morning, I've prepared my meal, or I don't know, like my breakfast. Maybe that
I
breakfast
prefer
sounds
my, yes,
weird. Breakfast.
I prefer my breakfast. Great. So these are things that are completed. You could have also said, I played in the football team in school, or I prepared my breakfast without the have, without present perfect. Because you can use for unspecific things in the past, you can use the simple past or the present perfect. You have those 2 options. But you can also use the present perfect continuous to talk about something that is to talk about something that happened in the past and is still happening right now. Can you please create 2 sentences like that?
Okay, then I have been sitting in my desk since 6 p.m. And another one could be like, I've been taking English classes for about 6 years or 5 years.
Great job. Okay. So, so here you're trying to say that you've been taking English classes. Mm,
Or maybe like learning. I've been learning English for 5 years, maybe.
oh, it's great. Okay. Uh, Great. Let's continue. Number 3. We often use the present perfect to talk about amounts. Here you can use it to talk about amounts, like how many times, how much. So when you talk about amounts, you can use the present perfect as well. Like, I don't know, I've read 3 books. That's something that you're saying, right? You're basically counting how many books. Or I don't know, I've run 3 miles. Or I don't know, I've called 5 clients. Or uh, I've slept here 5 times. I've spent too much time here. So when you talk about amounts, you can use, we often use the present perfect actually. Okay. We often use the present perfect continuous to talk about how long. I don't know. I've been, as you said, taking English classes for how long? I don't know, 5 years. So, that's a perfect example. And finally, we can use the present perfect or the present perfect continuous with these verbs: study, play, take, or teach. You can use it with for or since. So both sentences are the same, or practically the same. They're exactly the same in terms of meaning, but one of them uses present perfect and the other one uses present perfect continuous. But with all of those verbs, you can really use either form. I don't know, I've played soccer for 5 years. It would be equal to saying I've been playing soccer for 5 years. They're the same, exactly the same. Okay, you can use either verb, either of those verbs. I don't know. I've lived in let's say Java for 5 years, or you could say I've been living. It's practically the same actually in Cochabamba for 5 years. Okay, so is there any question maybe?
No, teacher, I think it's fine.
Okay, great. Let's continue with embedded WHs. No questions.
Hi. Today we're going to look at embedded WH and yes/no questions. I don't know if you've already studied them. Do you know how we form them? We're going to talk about that too.
You can please read.
Okay, so 1. An embedded question is a question that's inside another sentence. Amy, what do you mean? Amy, I know what you mean. What you mean is an embedded question. Embedded WH questions begin with the question word. Amy, when does the class begin? Amy, can you tell me when the class begins? 3. Embedded yes/no questions begin with if. Talia, is she there? Talia, do you know if she's there? 4. Notice that we use statement word order, not question order, in embedded questions. Talia, where is she? Talia, is she there?
Okay, please.
5. We don't use a form of the auxiliary verb do in the embedded question. Amy, what do you mean? We do not say, I know what do you mean, or I know what you do mean. Amy, does she have an agent? We do not say, I wonder does she have an agent, or I wonder she does have an agent. 6. You can have an embedded question inside a statement or inside another question. When the embedded question is in a statement, use a period at the end of the sentence. I know what you want. When the embedded question is in a question, use a question mark at the end of the sentence. Can you tell me what you want?
Okay, great. So here we're going to see embedded questions. Embedded questions are questions that are inside another sentence or another question. Okay, so let's say we have some examples here. Hold on. So, if the question is, I don't know, what is he talking about? Here we say, I wonder what he is talking about. Would you tell me what he's talking about? Do you know what he's talking about? Can you remember what he's talking about? So here you need to put a period at the end if the embedded question is inside a sentence, and you need to put a question mark at the end when it's inside another question. Like here. Here you have this question, but it's because here you have a question. Could you tell me it's a question? Do you know it's also a question? That's why you end with a question mark. Can you remember? Oh, it's also a question. That's why you end with a question mark. Okay, so for questions, for embedded questions inside another question, you need to use a question mark at the end. And for embedded questions inside statements, you don't need to put a question mark, but a period at the end. Okay, so is there any questions with one or two?
Until this part, no, teacher, it's okay.
Okay. So embedded yes no questions begin with if. So when you have a yes no question like is she there? That's a yes no question. Because you would need to answer yes or no. So when you transform a yes/no question into an embedded question, you put an if here. Okay, so I don't know if the question would be, is he tall? Embedded question. What would be the embedded question?
So it will be, I wonder if he's tall.
Great, exactly. If I say, could you help me?
So I wonder if you could help me.
Great. Will you come? I wonder.
If you will come.
Great, exactly. That's the purpose. Because embedded questions use statement word order, not question word order. In that sense, here you're using this order. Is he tall? That's the question order because you're using here the verb be, then you're using the subject, and then you're using the verb. But in the statement word order, you basically use these three components as a statement, as you would usually do in a statement. Okay. Is there any question maybe?
Okay. No, I think that with the examples, everything, now it's clear.
Okay, great. So then we have embedded yes, no questions. Oh, sorry, embedded questions with the auxiliary verb do. So here, what do you mean changes to what you mean. Okay, what do you mean changes to, hold on one sec. Like, I wonder, I'm gonna use that one. What you mean. So basically do is erased. That's what happens with do. Does she have an agent? I don't know. I wonder if she has an agent. So again, the auxiliary verb do basically disappears in embedded questions. We don't form them. We don't use them for embedded questions. And finally, you can have an embedded question inside a statement or inside another question. That's what we said at the beginning. If the embedded question is inside a statement, like here, let's ask, that's a statement, then you need to end with a question mark. But if it's inside another question, what do you know? I'm sorry, do you know? Then you end with a question mark. I don't know if it's clear till now.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, great. Let's move on then. So let's see participial adjectives.
Hi. Today we're going to review an interesting topic, participial adjectives. Are you interested in finding out about them? Interesting and interested are two examples of participial adjectives. Let's talk about when to use them.
You can push read.
Sure. So one, participial adjectives end in ed and ing. They usually describe feelings or reactions, but the two forms have different meanings. Example of participial adjectives are bored and boring. 2. We use ed adjectives to talk about how someone feels. Amy, I'm not surprised. In the example, Amy is talking about how she feels. 3. We use ing adjectives to talk about someone or something that causes a feeling or reaction. Jackie, I saw Madonna. It was so exciting. In the example, Jackie is talking about how seeing Madonna in a restaurant caused a reaction in her. Seeing Madonna was exciting. As a result, Jackie felt excited.
Great. Okay, so here you have two forms. You have the ed, talks about how someone feels. I'm not surprised, for instance. Or you have the ing that talks about how someone or something causes a feeling or a reaction. Like here. It was such a long boring flight. So the flight is boring. It causes a reaction in people. Okay, so it causes everybody to feel bored. I was really bored during the flight. Or we can say, I don't know, Pedro was really bored during the flight. So the flight, that is a boring flight, that's why we use ing because it causes a feeling in the rest. Like for instance, Pedro. Pedro is triggered by this feeling that the flight causes him. So that's why he feels bored. He was bored because it was a boring flight. Or I don't know, I read or there Harry Potter. I guess it's reading like that. It's a really interesting book. Again, Pedro was interested in that book, let's say. So here, the book causes Pedro to feel a reaction. The book causes a reaction because it's an interesting book, causes a reaction in people. Like Pedro. Pedro feels interested. Or let's say many people find spiders frightening. Or we could say Pedro again. Pedro is frightened of spiders. In this case, spiders cause this feeling in Pedro. He feels frightened. I don't know if you've got any questions until here or in any 1, 2, 3.
At least in this, I think it's okay, teacher.
Okay, so we're gonna have enough time to work on this. So let's work and please tell me when you're finished.
Okay. Teacher, I finished.
Okay, great. Let's review. See if you have any mistake here. Okay, great job. So we're gonna finish here in the A4 section. Okay, so let's finish here. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Let's fill this quick poll.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, see you. Bye-bye.